Hi guys, this is my Warlock leveling tutorial. I'm here with my level 74 Warlock on the realm of Bloodhoof. I'm going to go through all the things that you need to know if you're thinking about starting a Warlock, or if you need some hints or tips on what to do with your Warlock when leveling. So I'm going to go through everything you need to know: spec, rotations, pets. So first, let's start with the pet that I'm using. The pet that I'm going to be using, and that you should probably be using when leveling, is the Fell Hunter. So I'm going to summon up my Fell Hunter here. There we go, Fell Hunter. So has a nice little buff, Fell Intelligence, which gives you some more intellect, so you get more mana and more crit rating. Okay, so the spec that I think that's the best for leveling, and that probably is the best for leveling, is Affliction. So next we're going to go through my talents that I've used for leveling this Warlock. So here we go. This is my talent tree so far. So I'm going to go through each of the talents and show you why you should get them. Firstly, Improved Corruption. Wait. Okay, so as you can see from this damage chart, Corruption deals the most damage out of all your spells. So putting 5 points in Improved Corruption means that your most powerful spell does even more damage. So things die quicker, etc. It's better when you're soloing. 3 points in Suppression reduces the mana cost. I didn't get it ready for the hit rating. So it reduces the mana cost of your spells, which obviously means that you have less downtime. Improved Curse of Agony. I only picked this one up for leveling because it basically just gives you more damage when you're leveling, so it's never a bad thing. Okay, now there's some very essential talents in the second tier here. Soul Siphon increases the amount that you drain with your Drain Life, and in my rotation, Drain Life is a very important spell because it's how you get most of your health back. So Soul Siphon, 2 out of 2 points. Improved Life Tap is also very important because it's how you get your mana back. So that increases the amount that you get back by 20%, which is very useful. Improved Drain Soul is very good because it means that near the end of your rotation, when the mob's about to die, you can just quickly tap your Drain Soul and get back 15% of your mana. So just, Fell Concentration next. It's a good talent because it means that while you're casting your Drain Life, which is going to be one of the main spells in your rotation, you get less pushback, which obviously means you get to get in more damage. Amplify Curse, there's actually not much reason in this. The only reason I got this is because when you get to about level 20 or wherever it is for this, there's nothing much else to get at that point. 2 out of 2 Nightfall, I got that for the same reason really. There's nothing else to get around here, but instant Shadow Bolts can sometimes be nice, but they can be mana inefficient when you're trying to solo. Grim Reach is a good spell because obviously it means you can open from further away, so it takes mobs more time to get to you, so you take less damage. But you probably want to get this at level 50 because before level 50 you're going to be opening with Immolate instead of Unstable Affliction, so an Immolate can't get any bonus from this because it's a destruction spell, not an affliction spell. So wait until after level 50 to pick up Grim Reach. I'm going to put my next point in power, so 3 out of 3 in Power Corruption there, because as you level up you're going to pick up quite a bit of spell power, so increasing the power in Corruption even more is a good thing. Siphon Life, it's your secondary healing ability next to Drain Life, and this means that you can basically just get more health back when you're fighting, which makes it easier for you. Shadow Embrace, I put 5 out of 5 in here because after you get to level 60 you're going to be opening up with Haunt, which means that you basically just get another debuff from them, increasing your damage taken, which is never a bad thing. Now, these 2 talents here, this is why, if you're Affliction, you should use the Fell Hunter, because as you can see, if you can read this, every time your Fell Hunter uses his Shadow Bite, which he uses a lot because it's like his main spell, it gives him mana back, and in conjunction with the Dark Pact spell here, it means it's a very quick and efficient way to get mana back, because you Dark Pact the mana from your Fell Hunter, and then he Shadow Bites during fights to get that mana back. So those 2 are a very good combination of talents. And 5 out of 5 Shadow Mastery gives you increased damage. It's pretty simple. Contagion, have to spec into it so that you can get Unstable Affliction. Yeah, basically just increased damage. It's not really that important, but this one, increased cast speed, again, it's not that important, but it's a useful talent. It's better than the other ones that you can get at that time. Increases damage, there we go, increases damage again. Unstable Affliction, as you can see from the damage chart again, Unstable Affliction is this green part here. It's the second most powerful damage every time spell that you possess, so obviously it's important to spec into that. Pandemic, which gives your damage every time spells the ability to hit for criticals. And this is actually really noticeable. Like, after you pick up this talent, you notice a lot more critical hits coming out with your damage every time spells, and mobs definitely go down quicker after you pick this up. 5 out of 5 here. Addition, bonus spell power damage, simple. And finally, Haunt. Haunt is also important because after you use your life tap, the soul comes back to you from Haunt, which lets you get all of the life back. So usually at the end of each battle you should end up with 100% health and 95% mana. So, okay, now I'm going to say why you shouldn't level with the other specs. Demonology, I mean, it focuses on the pet a lot, but I personally don't think that it's actually that great for leveling, because sure, the Felguard is a good, strong pet, but like, it doesn't have as much sort of mana regen and health regen as the Affliction Tree does, and I find that personally more useful for leveling. And Destruction's more about burst damage, and it's not really mana efficient, so you're going to have a lot of downtime if you play as Destruction. I haven't actually bothered getting any glyphs yet, because personally I don't really think that it matters until you get to level 80, because it's not going to affect your gameplay that much. Okay, so we've gone through all of that. Now let's move on to the rotation. Okay, the rotation that you're going to be using. First, you open up with Haunt. So okay, yeah, the reason you open with Haunt is because it's got a cast time, so since you're not going to be in combat while you're casting it, it means that it's basically a free cast time spell that you get in, so that's useful. And also, if you have Grim Reach, by the time you get onto casting Unstable Affliction, you should be able to cast both of these before the Haunt has even hit the target. And then with Amplified Curse, you should be able to get off Curse of Agony quick, and then get on Corruption. So that means that these main 4 spells that you open with, they should all be on your target in a matter of seconds. Okay, so basically, open with Haunt, then do Unstable Affliction, Curse of Agony, Corruption. After you've done that, you then cast Life Tap. So these should all, casting these 4 spells should bring you to about 75% mana. Then you Life Tap. After Life Tap, you should be on about full health and about 70% health. Full mana, I mean, and 70% health. So after that, you cast 1 Drain Life. And by the way, it's really important that you don't cut off any of the cast times, especially on your channeling spells, because it can seriously reduce the damage that you do. So you wait for the cast time to be totally finished. And by the time you've cast these 4 spells here, and then Drain Life, 1 Drain Life. So by the end of your Drain Life, you should probably be on about 80% health. You'll be on 95% mana, and usually the mob will already be pretty much dead by the time that you finish casting Drain Life. If it's not, you can just chuck in a quick Drain Soul, which will get you your bit of mana back, but it's not essential because you should have 95% mana after casting Drain Life. And then with your next rotation, it'll always be on 95% mana, so that's not really a problem. Okay, so I'm going to give a demonstration now. And by the way, you don't need to send in your pet for any sort of special attack, it'll just attack automatically, it doesn't really matter. So open with Haunt, then Unstable Affliction, Curse of Agony, Corruption, Life Tap, Drain Life, and Drain Soul at the end. So as you can see, I've downed that mob in a matter of seconds, and it leaves me with 100% mana and 100% health at the end. The same thing works, so look, I'll just give you another example. Haunt, UA, COA, Corruption, Life Tap, and Drain Life. So I'm just going to give another example here, so I'm just going to make my Health Stone and Soul Stone. Say that this has happened, and you're on quite low mana, well, low mana, 56%. You can cast Dark Pact to get some mana from your pet. See, up to high amount of mana there, and then your pet is going to regenerate it really quickly with the improved Felhunter talent that I showed you here. Okay, so basically that's it. If you pull more than one mob, then what you can do is basically the most important thing when fighting more than one mob is to keep up all your dots, but the most important thing is to be able to cast Haunt whenever it's off cooldown, because that means that you're going to be getting health back from it the whole time. So basically that's it for the moment. Those are the things that you need to know if you're trying to level a Warlock. When you're lower level, before you get Haunt and Unstable Affliction, you basically just you'll use Immolate instead of Haunt if you haven't got to level 60 yet. And when you're lower level, as you can see now at level 74, it's very easy to keep yourself at full health and mana after every battle. But at lower levels, you should be aiming to keep yourself above 50% health and mana at all times. So that means you need to balance out between using Life Tap and Drain Life. So let's say you're on 100% health and 50% mana after casting your opening, then that would mean that you'd use Life Tap, but you probably wouldn't want to waste any mana on casting Drain Life. You'd go for probably Drain Soul instead, so then you'd probably end up on about 70% health and mana. But as long as you can keep it above 50%, that's all that really matters. So this is my Warlock video that I'm concluding here. Please rate, comment and subscribe. If you want any more videos or any more help with your Warlock, just add it in the comments. If you want to know anything about my add-ons, just add a comment, I can tell you what it is. Thanks for watching.